Hello everybody and welcome back to Alma, and also welcome to September. So we have moved on another month, which does mean that we have pallets to move. It does also mean that we need to do some food mixes. I better just drive over this side, I think, because I want to get these small straw bales used up first. And our silage bales, right, they're silage, but are these ones silage? They are as well. So we can... You're in the way. Right, let's hop out of here. We'll move this trailer now. Yeah, we really need to sort out this. And like I said, there's a bale shed that I'd like to get. And what I'm sort of half planning is once we get to December, January and it's time to sell, we'll have a good sort out of all these bales. Yeah, so then nigh on we can then start again. So let's just reverse that into there, like so. Let's get this back onto the mixer, because what we are going to have to do is fill up the cow barn, fill that up full of food, because they are now on TMR completely. The goats and the sheep are all alright at the moment, so we don't need to do anything there, but we do have to feed the chickens. And our two greenhouses up the top there, as you can see, they have got pallets. Over there, we need to get pallets moved. You'll see I moved 2 pallets out the way just to keep the spawn area open overnight. Oh, and we've also got ketchup pallets there, which then means that we have dairy products a bit further on. Right, this is the tractor I want, and we better just start having a look at what's happening. I don't know what the mix is for these smaller bales, so what I do need to have a look at is for straw. The big ones are 11,000, and we were putting 50%, well, half a bale in. So how much are these? Because if it's not too far off 50%, we can get away with it. Okay, that's I'll put a big bale at the front. We'll use this then, considering it's here. Right, we'll make a mix, and then like I said, I'll have to try just work out what those 150 bales are, because there's no, I think you think when it comes to selling, we're getting more straw in a bigger bale, so we're actually making more money per bale for the size. Does that make sense? But, right, there is 49%, so we'll put this to one side. We'll get some hay, fill it with silage, and then like I say, we'll have to get all this done before we can look to move on. And then we'll have a look at the calendar and see whether we have any crops that are ready to harvest. Because obviously this year we will not be doing any drilling whatsoever. Well, I think that's enough forklift work for one time lapse. We still obviously have up at the dairy to do, and we have the ketchup to do. So let's turn that off and let's have a look onto here, because I'm rather hoping we may have some fields to harvest. So growth. So we don't have, our cornfields aren't ready, and our soybean fields aren't ready. Right. So what do we do then? This is the question, because next, when we move into the next month, it's going to be a very long month because we're going to harvest 3 fields. I am just thinking the alfalfa, if we just go over here, we could do another thing of alfalfa. Maybe. I don't know why it's saying nitrogen bad and pH okay, because we did put nitrogen on there. But the only thing with the alfalfa is if we flick through to... Oh, don't say he's just doing circles again. He's just doing circles. Right, let's get him off, and we'll probably have to have a look at doing this ploughing ourselves. Let's go start at, I would imagine, over here. Oh, it's stuck. That's why he's going in circles. See this? That's going through the tyre. Okay, I'll concede to the worker that he wasn't actually doing too bad a job, but we'll have to try and fix that somehow. Nothing like using super strength, picking the tractor up, giving it a good shake. It's the same with what happened with the, you'd have seen right at the start of that time, like with the wool pallets. I couldn't get them off. I couldn't get them off the tines for some reason. So again, that then was, it was just pick it up and have a shake so that they would eventually fly off, which they did. But right, let's just, is it just this bit that he needs to do? Because if that's the case, I will give him due credit and say he's done very, very well. And yes, so this is definitely the way it was going. So I will quickly just whiz down here. I'm hoping just doing it freehand will be alright. And then there's only that little bit, you can see that little dot just in front to the right of us. There is just that to try and get as well, and then that's this field ploughed and ready. Well, we can actually, we'll go get the press, and then we can press this straight afterwards. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Get this turned over, get the press, and then we know this field is ready for when it comes planting. Well, I'm very happy with how this field has turned out. The only thing I may have just missed is a little bit in the corner down there, but apart from that, this field is now all ready to be drilled. And we've done the ploughing state, and yeah, no, very, very happy. I do enjoy going over the ploughed land with the press, and I've been surprised at actually how much I don't mind doing the ploughing in this game. So I think it could very well be, depending on, well, I'll leave it to everyone. Please leave a comment below if you think it's worth doing the ploughing, because for me, I quite enjoy it. I've always enjoyed it, well, especially at work. I used to plough little plots of land up and whatnot. And I know before I moved to where I was now, I used to do it with a little 2-for a plough. And I'll tell you something, it took some time. Right, I'm going to park this up. We'll give this a wash again, park it up. And I think I've decided we're going to go cut the alfalfa. We probably won't bale it this episode, but we're definitely going to go cut it. Because with the soybeans, if they produce straw as well, it gives us 2 things to go out with the baler. And I am thinking about our money when we get into December, January. So I'd like to get it cut. Obviously, we're not going to bale it this month, so it'll be next month. Then by the time it is baled, I'm hoping it would then have converted to silage just to make us as much money as possible. Because I would like to, first off, I'd like to change the combine and the header. And when I say change, we'll stick with John Deere, but go for the biggest one. And I think the corn header, just the corn, I'm just thinking out loud. The corn header that we've got, because the grain header is the 13.7 metres, so we can go for a 15.2, and the corn header is 12 metres. Where we go to here, and corn headers here. Well, I've got a mod for the class 18 metres, but yeah, that's the one we've got there. So we cannot, unless we were to go for that one. So corn header we're fine with, and like I said, because it's a John Deere corn header, we'll go for the John Deere harvester. But what I also need to keep in mind is our cows will be producing slurry. I'll just wash all this off whilst we're here. You just noticed I washed off the plough. I just thought it makes that look nice. And what I'm interested to see with the plough is on your furrows, will they go rusty in time like they would do in real life? Because normally you're using a plough sort of realistically once of like one time of the year, and you always have to get a shine on it because that's how the soil then turns over real nicely. But to get a shine on it, you've got to drop it in the ground and do so. Before you go into the first field you want to start with, you need to find somewhere to drop it into the ground just to knock the rust off and get the shine back on. I know some people will put oil on them and whatnot, but yeah. Right, I will get this washed off. So that's only 50% dirty. So I'd love to move around a bit more with pressure washer, but I've noticed if you do that, it no longer washes it. You need to wait for that dialog box in the bottom. So we'll get that done. Let's get this done because that was 100% dirty. We'll go get the John Deere, and on the John Deere we'll put the mowers. I haven't had a look at the used sale yet. So once this is done, we're at 20%. Right, that's done. Let's return that. What is in the used sale? Oh, nice 7R. Ooh. Right, nothing for me. Yeah, the cows produce slurry. So what I should also really have a think about is slurry tankers. I've done that reverse, terrible. The slurry tankers, because considering we're leaving everything for stubbles this year, it would make sense that once we sell everything in December, January, if we were to go straight ahead and get a slurry spreader, we can then put that on just to save on our fertiliser usage. So let's just reverse that back to there. Take that off, we can turn that off. Let's get the John Deere. I'll just get this under cover in the shed, and then, like I say, we'll get mowers on and then get cutting. And I'm just interested. I'll have a quick look. Alright, we can dump however much it needs. Like that. Take that off. How much milk do they have in here? So the cows, they have 6,000 litres, so we should really get that. So I think to finish this episode, we will cut the alfalfa, and then we'll come back up here, we'll gather up a load of milk, we'll sort the pallets out by the dairy and by the tomato ketchup, and then that, I would say, would call a do. I do need to just check the time-saving stock check, just to make sure that we're not missing out on selling anything this month. I don't think September is a month. Ooh. Yeah, got to remember that we've got a front mower on, so it'll make us a bit longer. Let's go get that on. Time saving stock check. Is there anything worth selling? Okay, the butter and the cheese are worth, let's say on October, so they're worth selling. The silage we're not selling, and the strawberry yogurt is worth selling. So the strawberry yogurt supermarket, bakery and pizzeria. Well, on that note, I think what I'll probably do is cut the alfalfa, sorry. We'll take milk up there, we'll leave it to do it that, and then in the next episode we can go, we'll stay in September, we can get them sold first job, and then come back to here, move on, and then yeah, then we'll have a lot of stuff to get on with. So I almost made the same mistake as what we did the other day. Leaving this alfalfa, once cutting it and then leaving it for a month, will mean that I won't be able to see it. So what we are going to have to do then is we're going to have to start the next episode in September. We'll get this baled, we'll get milk over to the top, sort the pallets out, and then we'll be able to move on. And by doing that, I would say the best field to probably start in would be the soybeans. Because then we can then, if you imagine baling this, sorting milk and pallets up over there, and then cutting soybeans and baling soybeans, that will be an episode just there alone. And then the next one, after that, you can then look to the cornfields. Right, I'm just going to park this into the shed, get these mowers off. So the front mower, just here. And then if we swap this to the back mower, we'll get it back into this gap. I think I've already said we should really put a pressure washer by this shed as well, so we can wash stuff off here. So let's put that one like so. And then we'll put this, so I don't forget, where is my baler? Baler, there it is. We'll put the baler on and we'll take it to the alfalfa field, so that the next time I fire this up, then we know to get straight onto bale first. Right, so that, without bashing it, onto there. And then, yeah, leave that there. And then we'll have to just remember that the butter, I think the butter and the cheese wants all selling. And to be fair, these greenhouses could probably do with a refill of water, because definitely the front two, they seem to go through water like no tomorrow. But right, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye for now.